Hey, what's up, Coin Fam? Today we're talking about valuable dimes from the 1990s. Make sure you stick around to the end of the video and I'll give you some tips on how to tell if your dime is silver. Let's get right into it so it all makes sense. The United States Mint produced dimes from the 1990s at the Philadelphia Mint, the Denver Mint, the San Francisco Mint, and a very low mintage from the West Point Mint. This is important to know, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. You can tell where the dime was minted by the mint mark located on the front or obverse of the dime. An S is for San Francisco, a D is for Denver, a W is for West Point, and the P is for Philadelphia. There are dimes with no mint mark. This is usually intentional and means that the dime was minted in Philadelphia, with the exception of some very rare and valuable mint errors. The San Francisco Mint produced proof dimes. A proof is a coin minted for collectors. These coins are struck better and have specialized dies that are carefully prepared and treated with chemicals to produce contrast between the field and the relief of the dime. This is called cameo. Look at the difference between Roosevelt's portrait and the mirror-like fields of this dime right here. Proof dimes were minted in copper and nickel clad from 1990 to 1999, but also minted in silver from 1992 to 1999. Take a look at this price chart from PCGS. You can see that prices of proof dimes for the 90s isn't crazy. For mint state coins, the prices of a dime range from about $4 to $20. Don't get me wrong, I'll take a dime worth $4 any day of the week. But at an auction, egos and buyers' available cash can cause the price of a collectible coin to skyrocket. This is a 1999 San Francisco silver proof dime that sold at auction. It graded a perfect mint state 70 deep cameo. According to PCGS, the value of this dime is only $40. But at auction, this silver dime sold for a whopping $1,063. Here's a special series of dimes with a unique mint mark. In 1996, to commemorate the 50th anniversary of the dime, 1,457,000 dimes were minted at the West Point Mint in New York, and they proudly display the W mint mark. It would be very unlikely to find one of these in circulation because they were only minted as part of the 1996 uncirculated set. According to PCGS, the highest West Point dime graded was mint state 69 and is valued at about $400. If you were to find one of these in perfect condition, it would probably sell for thousands of dollars. You can still buy West Point minted dimes with 1996 uncirculated sets for about $25. Here's a 1996 West Point dime that sold at auction. It graded mint state 69 FT. FT stands for full torch, and we'll talk about that designation in a minute. This dime sold for $411 in 2014. An important factor in grading and pricing dimes has to do with the detail of the torch on the back of the dime. Full torch and full bands are grading designations to explain the quality and detail of the strike of the torch on the reverse of the dime. You might see FB for full bands on PCGS graded dimes or FT for full torch on NGC graded dimes. Even though these designations are describing the same thing, there's a different standard applied to the designations by each grading company. PCGS's FB designation requires that the upper and lower bands on the torch be distinct and fully separated. The line between the bands must be full and unbroken. The NGC standard for FT is even more strict. It requires that the bands be distinct as well as the vertical lines of the torch. The majority of the dimes produced in the 90s were minted at the Philadelphia and Denver mints. Prices are consistent for the most part, except for some of the FB designations listed for certain dimes. These prices differ based on the rarity of the coin because of the coin population and the condition of the coin. The charts being shown are for mint state dimes. Don't be discouraged though. It's not uncommon to find mint state coins in circulation from time to time, especially for the more recent years, and there are times when an unknowing relative may roll up loose coins and put someone's collection back into circulation. I recently saw a comment where someone said, "You can't find proof coins in circulation." I've seen this many times while I was coin roll hunting. Let's take a look at some of the sales for clad dimes so you have an idea of what makes the more expensive dimes valuable. Here's a 1999 Denver minted dime. It graded mint state 69 with full bands. Note how well struck and blemish free this dime is. It's really a great specimen, and take a look at the reverse. Look how well defined the bands are. The FB designation is well deserved on this one right here. This dime sold at auction for $1,610. Here's a 1994 Denver minted dime. This one was graded a little lower than the last one at mint state 68, but still with the full bands designation. You can see a few more bag marks on the surface of this dime compared to the last one. Here's the reverse. The top bands look great, but it looks like the bottom band line is obscured by a scratch on the slab of this coin. At a slightly lower grade, this mint state 68 sold for $1,680. And take a look at this 1997 Denver minted dime. This one graded mint state 68 on a scale from 1 to 70. It also has an FB or full bands designation. There's no doubt about how well the bands are showing on this dime. This sold for $2,160 at auction. That's a lot of money for a dime, but there's more money to be made with error coins. Here's a 1999 Denver minted Obverse die cap. A die cap is when a coin gets stuck on a die and comes between the die and the next coin being struck. On the Obverse, you can see the bottle cap effect around the edges of the coin. Let's flip this over and take a look at the reverse. Here you can see an indentation in the dime from where successive dimes were struck while this one was attached to the die. These are really cool coins to have in your error collection. This error dime graded mint state 64 and sold at heritage auctions for $1,150. And here's another dime with a valuable error. This is a 1995 Roosevelt Dime. Now, I know it looks like a penny, but it's struck on a dime planchet, and the back is the reverse of a dime. This half dime, half penny graded mint state 64 on a scale from 1 to 70 and sold at auction in 2010 for almost $58,000. Have you ever seen a dime that graded mint state 66 red? Yep, I said red. Sounds like a penny, doesn't it? It looks like a penny as well. This is because this dime, or at least the reverse of this dime, was minted on a 1999 Lincoln cent. This Lincoln cent, muled with the dime reverse, sold at auction for $138,000. Now, earlier in this video, I told you we were going to talk about how to identify silver dimes. Some proof dimes are minted on silver planchets, and you can check those dates online. Business strike dimes were minted on a silver planchet all the way up to 1964. So if you have a dime minted from 1964 and below, it's silver. If you have a dime you suspect might be silver, I'll tell you the two easiest and most reliable ways to figure that out. First, take a look at the edge of the dime. You're looking to see whether or not there's a copper band that goes around the edge. If you don't see this, your dime might be silver. The other way is to weigh your dime. A clad dime should weigh about 2.27 grams, give or take a little. And a silver dime should weigh about 2.5 grams. If you need a nice scale to weigh your coins, take a look at the scale link below. If you want to learn how to identify silver quarters, check out that video to the left. Thanks for watching.